Today, we are diving deep into one of the most important theories in child development, Jean Piaget's cognitive development theory. So, who was Jean Piaget? Jean Piaget was a Swiss psychologist who spent his life studying how children learn and think. He believed that children are not just small adults, they think in completely different ways. Piaget's theory is based on the idea that children actively construct their understanding of the world through experiences. He observed that as children grow, their thinking changes in predictable changes. These stages are not just about gaining more knowledge, but about developing entirely new ways of thinking. Piaget proposed that cognitive development happens in 4 stages, each with their own unique characteristics. So let us explore each one in details. First is sensorimotor stage, which is from birth to 2 years. In this stage, infants learn about the world through their senses and physical actions. They touch, taste, look, and move to explore their environment. A key milestone is here the development of object permanence. The understanding that object continues to exist even when they are out of sight. For example, when a baby starts looking for a toy that's been hidden under the blanket, it shows they have developed object permanence. At this stage, learning is entirely hands-on and sensory-based. So the next stage is pre-operational stage, which is from 2 to 7 years. During this stage, children begin to use language and symbols to represent objects. Their imagination blossoms and they enjoy pretend play. However, their thinking is still egocentric, which means they struggle to understand or see things from the another person's perspective. They also have difficulty understanding conservation, which is that the idea that quantity remains the same even if the shape or appearance changes. For example, if you pour water from a short white glass into a tall thin one, a child in this stage might still think that taller glass has more water, even though the amount is same. Next, the third stage, which is concrete operational stage, which is from 7 to 11 years. Now, children begin to think logically, but only about concrete tangible things. Things they can touch, see, or physically manipulate. They understand concepts like conservation, reversibility, classification, and seriation. For instance, they can understand that 3 plus 4 is 7, then 7 minus 4 is 3. Yes, they can also sort objects by size, color, or shape. However, they still struggle with abstract and hypothetical ideas. This stage is crucial for developing problem-solving skills and understanding cause and effect in real-world situations. So the next stage is formal operational stage, the 4th stage, which is the final, which is from 12 years and up. It is the final stage. Children develop the ability to think abstractly and hypothetically. They can reason about moral issues, imagine different outcomes, and think about the future. This is when they begin to form their own opinion, question ideas, and engage in critical thinking. For example, a teenager might debate ethical questions or think about what would happen in this situation that hasn't even occurred. Yes, this stage marked the beginning of the adult style thinking. Piaget also introduced some important concepts that explain how learning happens. So first, schema. Let us see what it is. Imagine, your brain is like a big filing cabinet. Each file inside it is a schema, a mental folder where you store everything you know about the topic. For example, you might have a schema for dogs. It is in that folder you have stored that dogs bark, have 4 legs, wag their tails, and love to play. Now, let us say one day you meet a new kind of dog, a hairless one. You have never seen a dog without fur before, so that brain has to decide, do I fit this new dog into the existing folder? That's called assimilation, where you are adjusting your understanding just a little to include this new example. Or if the new dog is so different that it doesn't quite fit, your brain might say, wait, I need a new folder for this. That's accommodation. You're changing your understanding to make room for something new. This back and forth between using what you already know and adjusting your thinking when something doesn't fit is called equilibration. Equilibration. It is like your brain trying to stay balanced when something new challenges your current understanding. You feel a little confused at first, but once you figure it out, your brain feels balanced again. And that's how real learning happens. Let us take a real life example. Let's say a child sees a zebra for the very first time. They might say, look, a horse, because it has 4 legs and looks similar. That's assimilation. They are trying to fit the zebra into their horse folder. But then someone explains, no, this is a zebra. It has stripes and it lives in the wild. Now, the child realizes, oh, it is not a horse, it is something different. So, they create a new folder for zebra. That's accommodation. And the process of figuring this out and adjusting their thinking and feeling satisfied with the new understanding, that's equilibration. So, how can teachers use Piaget's theory in the classroom? First, it reminds us to match our teaching method to the children's or child development stage. For younger children, use sensory play, storytelling, and visual aids. For middle childhood, introduce hands-on activities like experiments, puzzles, and group tasks. For older students, encourage debates, abstract thinking, and problem solving. Piaget's theory helps us understanding that learning is not just about memorizing facts, it is about building understanding step by step. Jean Piaget's cognitive development theory is a cornerstone of educational psychology. It teaches us that children learn best when they are actively engaged, when learning is matched to their stages of development, and when they are given the chance to explore, question, and discover. Yes, this is all about the Jean Piaget's cognitive development theory. Thank you, everyone.